Welcome to the Insight Lab. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Lila. Here we dive into meaningful conversations about growth, mindset, and intentional living.
Together, we explore ideas that spark change and uncover practical insights to help you thrive.
So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's start this journey of discovery together. Today's episode is about a topic that's, well, deeply human and relatable. We're diving into those moments in life when we feel kind of alone in the world, times of personal struggle.
Yeah, and it's interesting because we often believe that the toughest part is dealing with the problems themselves, right? But it turns out the real kicker is the loneliness that comes with it.
Exactly. There's this sense of looking around and realizing there's no one to lean on. It's like everyone else suddenly disappeared into thin air.
Totally. And in those moments, even the smallest kindness can feel monumental. Like how a bit of sweetness seems huge when life's been, frankly, quite bitter.
It reminds me of the analogy of someone who's drowning. To them, even a tiny piece of wood can seem like salvation.
Right? But here's where it gets tricky. Sometimes those glimpses of hope aren't as solid as we believe. They might just lead us from one deep pit to another.
That's true. I mean, you keep hoping that the person or thing giving you some relief will stick around, but often it's like you're expecting them to rescue you completely, which isn't really fair, is it?
It's not. People might help out of compassion, but when their energy isn't matched by yours, they may start feeling kind of drained themselves.
It's like this borrowed light eventually illuminates how deeply lonely one actually is. I think there's a quote by Emily Dickinson that really nails it.
Oh, yeah. It's about the pain of seeing light when you've been used to darkness. She says that once you see light, it actually makes the darkness feel even darker.
And that's quite profound, isn't it? Once you've had hope, returning to despair feels even worse. It's like falling harder after you've clung to that illusory glimmer of hope.
Honestly, this resonates with me. I once went through a tough patch where I thought I was being rescued, only to realize I was just being set up for more disappointment.
I get that. I've been there too. It's a harsh but necessary lesson in becoming more self-reliant, don't you think?
Absolutely. It feels like maturity truly begins when you understand that the cavalry isn't coming. You've got to be your own hero.
And it's about not expecting others to save you, but rather finding strength in yourself. Otherwise, you're stuck in a cycle of temporary reliefs that only highlight your
It's
vulnerabilities.
like always looking for validation or protection from others weakens your self-worth. Over time, you're not even considered a priority in your own story. It's pretty paradoxical.
Yeah, and it's about letting go of the need for someone to play the role of a savior and instead focusing on self-growth and resilience.
Throughout life's ups and downs, if we can hold on to the confidence of, I'm okay on my own, we start reclaiming our power, right?
Yes, remember, while other people's presence can uplift us, they should never be considered our lifelines. That's a decision we must make
And
internally.
with that, we come full circle, emphasizing that how we handle our destiny should ultimately be our choice. That's quite empowering when you think about it.
It sure is, whether that's changing perspectives or learning through trials, it's a continual journey.
Let's hope we all find the courage to steer our lives in the direction we find most fulfilling.
Absolutely. And with that hopeful note, we wrap up this episode. Here's to finding our way through the lows towards new heights.